You're listening to the Telltale Channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hey, Owen. This is Tyler from Oregon. I wanted to get your thoughts on an article that I just saw from Newsweek. 2 Southern churches were closed indefinitely after pastor dies and leaders and churchgoers catch coronavirus. I know you have been talking a lot about certain church leaders that have been refusing police mandate to stay at home during the quarantine, and so I figured this would be interesting to learn a little more on your perspective. Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for the voicemail. I really appreciate that. So basically, there are some groups, some churches that are suffering as a result of their stupid decision to hold church services, despite the fact that there's a worldwide pandemic, 100-year pandemic taking place right now. Generally speaking, I don't want anybody to die, even the stupid ones. I don't want anyone to die. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Human life is not replaceable as far as I'm concerned. I wish these people would just come to their senses and be productive, helpful members of society instead of harming society the way that they're doing right now. It's extremely disappointing to me that they can't pull it together. And it's extremely shameful for these pastors to put people's lives at risk, to risk the lives of their congregants when they can just as easily hold church services online, and it's the same effect. The only tangible difference between holding church service online, like through Zoom or something, and holding it in person is the fact that there's no collection plate over Zoom. I mean, you could go to PayPal if you want, have them donate to the church through PayPal, but then you don't have their friends and family around peer pressuring them into putting something into the plate. So these churches are willing to risk people's lives for something that objectively is not worth it. It's just not worth the human life that it would cost. It's just not. It's extremely disappointing. And every time I see some instance of some church leaders doing something like this, I try to talk about it on my channels because it is extremely important. It's extremely depressing. There are some causes worth fighting for and some causes worth dying for. The cause of being at church in person instead of online is not worth dying for. It's a stupid fucking cause.